Welcome to the module Customer Relationship Management. So in this segment, we are going to look at implementation of CRM strategies in an organization. So by the end of this presentation, I expect you to understand the fundamental concepts and principles of customer relationship management and its importance in modern business practices. Identify key stakeholders within an organization who are involved in customer relationship implementation and understand their roles and responsibilities. Analyze various CRM strategies and technologies available in the market and evaluate their suitability for different business environments. And lastly, develop a comprehensive understanding of customer data management and its role in implementing effective CRM strategies. So having looked at the learning outcome, now let us look at the strategy number one of implementing customer relationship management system in an organization. The first strategy is building a customer-centric culture. A customer-centric culture is the same as a customer-centered approach. It's basically putting the customer at the center of every planning in an organization. Whatever decision the organization is going to take, it has to be based on the customer-centered approach. If it's about the price increment, you need to put the customer first. Can they afford to buy it? What is the implications? Okay. And if you're going to have high price tag on your commodities or services, there must be a justification for that. There must be value the customer gets from the product or such a service. So it's all about putting the customer in your mind, whatever things you are doing in an organization. So it's very important because in the previous presentation I talked about the customer being the engine of a business. If you do not have customers, then your business is most likely going to collapse. So the business is existing, the business is expanding because of the customers. But if you don't put them at the center of decision, at the center of planning, of course, you are committing a suicide. So the next thing we're going to look at is why is the customer-centered approach very important. Number one is you're talking about the benefits. It increases customer loyalty, retention, and the revenue. So in the previous session we looked at loyalty, whereby we say that loyalty is a situation whereby a customer always buys from you regardless of the circumstances. Someone can travel a very long distance just to buy from you. Okay, that's what we call loyalty. There are very many organizations, very many shops, very many businesses doing the same or providing the same service and product, but that person is always loyal to you because of having a very good relationship with such a customer. Okay. You can also retain such a customer, and then what happens is that, of course, your revenue is going to increase. That's what you call the benefit of having customer-centric approach or customer-centered approach in an organization. So you can also have that competitive advantage or that competitive edge. Okay, you can always win the market. You can be very competitive in the market in spite of the stiff competition. Why? Because you put the customer at the center. Whatever decision you are going to make is not going to affect your customer negatively because they are at the center of your planning. So by doing that, you are going to stand the chance of winning the competition against your competitors who are providing the same services or product. Okay. The next one is that it improves employee engagement. Okay, a customer who is happy normally comes back to the employees. Okay, thanks the employee on behalf of the organization, and even the employees, they feel happy when they are engaged with the customers. When the customer comes to them, appreciating them, giving the feedback, praising them, they feel motivated, they feel engaged, they feel that their efforts to serve the customer are actually appreciated. So by doing that, you keep your employees always engaged. So these are some of the advantages of having customer-centered approach in the organization as far as customer relationship management is concerned. So let us look at the core value of customer-centric approach or culture. Number one is the empathy. Okay. You need to understand the pain point of your customers. Okay. You need to understand the challenges your customers are facing. You need to understand what they want. That's what you call empathy. Okay. If a customer comes to you complaining about the quality of the product, understand that. Put yourself in the shoe of that customer. Okay. If a customer comes to your shop or to your business complaining about the price, understand from his or her perspective. Okay. Do your part as an organization to make sure that the customer does not feel that pain or that gap. That's what you call by empathy. Just understanding what your customer is thinking about or what they want to be done for them. Okay. The next value is agility. Okay. Agility is all about responding to the customer's feedback quickly, not delaying. Okay. When a customer comes to you complaining about the quality of your products, when a customer comes to you and complaining about the price, you need to respond as soon as possible. Do not keep quiet, because if you keep quiet, you're not solving the problem, and then the customer might not be coming back to you. And what happens is, of course, you will not be having enough customer or clients who will be buying from you. By doing that, your revenue is going down, and then you are eventually going to be kicked out of the business. So you need to always respond to the customer as fast as possible. The next one is transparency. It's very important. That's one of the core value of a customer-centric approach. You need to communicate to them openly without hiding any details of the if it is the product or the services. It helps them to build trust. Okay, it helps them to believe in whatever you are saying to them. Otherwise, if you are not transparent, you are not giving every details of the product descriptions, etc. to them, of course, they will not be contented with you the moment they discover that some descriptions were not actually revealed to them. Okay. So when it comes to communication, you also need to be open to them in terms of the price increment. If you have increased the price, you need to communicate to your customers. You need to justify the reason why the price is being increased. It could be because of the taxes, it could be because of the general economic situation in the country. So transparency helps a lot in terms of building trust. Even if you increase the price, so long as you make the communication clearly, some of them will still continue buying from you, okay, because of that honesty. The next core value is collaboration. Okay, you need to collaborate with the other departments within the organization. In business setting, you normally have the marketing department as a lead department. Okay, within the marketing department, you have sub units called the sales force, okay, the customer relationship department, etc., something like that. So you need to make sure that the marketing department is collaborating with the human resource department. The human resource department is collaborating with the logistics department and finance, etc., to help address the issue of customer-centric culture. Okay. When we talk of human resource department in terms of customer-centric, we are talking about the increasing the number of the employees to handle the issue of the customers. Okay, giving training to the employees, especially the frontline workers who interact directly with the customers. Okay, the human resource department has to train them. Okay. If you talk of logistics in the aspect of this customer-centric culture, is to make sure that the goods and services are delivered to the customers at the right time. Okay. If you talk about the finance in the context of customer-centric approach, the finance actually has to collaborate with the other departments. For example, the procurement to make sure that they release the funds for fueling the car. They release the funds to pay the employees who are going to be interacting with the customers to keep that motivating environment, etc. Okay, so that is how you make sure that you collaborate in an organization to make sure that you have a customer-centric or customer-centered approach in your organization. Then the last value is continuous improvement. Okay, the customer keeps on giving you feedbacks. Some of these feedbacks can be negative. So as a manager, you need to actually consider the negative feedback from your customers so that you work on them to improve. Do not only expect good feedback. Good feedback, they are good, but sometimes they might not exactly communicate what your weakness is all about. Okay, focus more on the negative feedback from the customers to improve them. So when you improve them, of course, the customer feels contented. It means you are putting them at the center of your organization. Okay. So these are some of the core values of having customer-centric approach or culture in a business environment. So having looked at that, now let us look at the next element of customer-centric approach. Okay, building the blocks. One is you need to have leadership. Okay, we are talking about the top management of the organization. It could be the CEO, the general manager, etc. Okay, they should be able to support the ideology or the idea of having customer-centric culture in an organization, because it is very expensive to implement it. If it comes to the aspect of having maybe enough manpower to handle the pressure from customers, okay, you need recruitment. And there's no way you can have a recruitment if the top management of organization or the leadership of an organization is not agreeing with you. Okay, you need to seek their support. That means leadership plays actually very crucial role to make sure that the organization has a customer-centric culture or approach. Okay. The next one is you need to train your employees, okay, especially the sales force, how they interact with the customers, how they handle difficult customers, okay, their communication skills, their knowledge about the services or the products you're offering. Okay, they have to know each and everything. If you don't invest in your employees, of course, they go there and mess up with the customers. They go there and they encounter a very difficult customer and you end up even fighting. So as a business person, you are not supposed to exchange words with your customer. Never. A customer is always right, and you need to be apologetic, very apologetic, if you want to be successful in your business. Okay. The next building block is customer feedback. Okay. You need to rely more on the feedback from your customers. Like I've just explained, some of this feedback will be negative, others will be positive. But as an organization, you need to focus more on the negative aspect, because the negative aspect will help you to bridge that gap. It will help you to rectify your weaknesses so that you move in the right direction. So feedback is very important from your customers. The next one is data-driven decisions. Okay, you need to decide based on the information you are obtaining from the customers. What are the information? Some of the information you obtain from a customer is basically you analyze their purchasing behaviors, pattern. How do they buy things? The quantity they are buying. Okay, you have the record. Information about the quality of your product in terms of rating them. You need to know. It helps you a lot in terms of deciding on how much quantity to import if you're dealing in imported products, how much quantity to import, and if you're also a manufacturer company, you can decide on how many tons to manufacture based on those information you have obtained through the buying behaviors of your customers, etc. Then the next one is the recognition and the rewards. Okay. Recognition can be also explained in two terms. One is that you need to recognize and reward your best employee in an organization, okay? Especially the sales force. Someone who has been handling difficult customer issues, someone who has been there with the customers to make sure that the issues of customers are addressed promptly. You need to recognize such a person. Okay? You also need to recognize customer. Okay? Especially your regular customer, someone who has been buying from you because you already have the data, okay? The quantity, the frequency of buying the things from you, the commodity or the services from you, you have the information. So you can actually reward your frequent or regular buyer, etc. That is how you build a customer-centric or customer approach culture within your organization. So having looked at that, now let us focus on the examples of customer-centric practices. What are those examples? Number one is personalization. Okay, you need to tailor your interaction and experience to individual customers. Not all customers will be treated the same. Okay. Some customers they demand a certain level of treatment. Okay. When they come to your shop, they want to be treated different from other customers. So you should be able to know who deserves such kind of treatment. Okay. Example, you are a loyal customer, valuable customer who comes to the business, buys at a large quantity. Okay, such customers they need to be personalized in terms of offering the services to them, in terms of communication to them, in terms of generally treating them. Okay. The next example is empowering employees. That is another example of customer-centric approach or practices. You need to empower employees by training them. You are actually empowering them. Okay, give them the authority to solve issues that arise in the field. Okay, do not always centralize authority to yourself. Okay, give them the powers to decide as they interact with the customers. Okay. The next one is going the extra mile. The extra mile we are talking about is about exceeding the expectations of your customers. Okay, you need to exceed the expectation. How do you exceed the expectation? Simple surprise visits, very important. Okay, especially on the birthday. A CEO comes to visit a customer on his or her birthday. That's very important. Simple, but it means a lot. That's what we mean by going extra mile. Okay, sending birthday wishes, okay, to your customers. It's very important because you already have the data. The number is there. Every information you have. Make sure that you go extra mile. That is having your customer in the center of what you do. That means you always think about them. They will be very committed and loyal to your organization. Okay. The next one is invest in customer relationships. Okay, you need to build a relationship with your customers, long-term relationship for that matter. It's very important in business setting because this person whom you have a relationship with will bring more potential customers to the organization. In fact, they will become in future an advocate of your business, an advocate of your product. They will not just be a customer, but an advocate. Okay, someone who always talks good things about your business. Okay. Then lastly is creating a community. Okay, you can have interaction over social media. Okay, or it will be WhatsApp page. Yes, it could be WhatsApp. Okay, Facebook page, X. Something like that. Whatever social media platform you are using, you can use it for creating that kind of community. People comment, you interact with each other, and then you see their comments, etc. So when someone writes some questions or inquiry, make sure that you reply. Okay? If you're using a Facebook, you make sure that you reply. Even on WhatsApp, when someone is inquiring about the business, existing product, make sure that you have someone there always to reply to such a message. It's very important. It's a part of keeping the customers engaged in the conversation. So these are some of the examples of customer-centric practices you need to adopt in your organization. So having looked at that, now let us look at personalization as one of the strategies of implementing customer relationship management. Remember, this presentation is all about implementation of effective customer relationship strategy. Okay. Under personalization, we are talking about customization or individualization. Okay, you tailor services or product based on the demand or preference of your individual customer. So personalization can lead to one, increase customer satisfaction and loyalty. Okay. When you provide someone with a personalized commodity, that person feels extremely satisfied and loyal to your business. Okay. Then remember, customers, you're not supposed to treat them equally. There are those who deserve to be treated differently. The next advantage is it improves conversation rates and sales. Okay. You'll always be in touch with the customer who demands a personalized product or services. He will always be with you, whether through the phone calls, through the internet, whatever channels you're using for communication, he will always be there. And then it's going to increase the sales. Okay. You might sell more personalized products to that person. By doing that, your revenue is going to increase. Then lastly, personalization can lead to a stronger brand appeal and a positive word of mouth. Okay. The employees, the customers whom you are personalizing the products to will always spread good gospel about your business. So you're going to have a very good brand reputation within the community or society where your business is operating, from just because of an element of having personalization. So basically that's about personalization as a strategy of creating effective customer relationship management system in an organization. So having looked at that, now let us look at the tailoring product or services to individual customer preferences. Okay, customization, how do you tailor products? Okay. Key strategy number one is that you need to gather customer data. Of course, you already have the customer data in terms of the buying behavior, okay, the buying pattern, okay, the quantity, okay, even his level of income. You need to also know. Okay? You don't need necessarily to ask that person how much are you earning, but through his buying pattern or his quantity of goods he's buying, you will be able to predict how much this person is earning per month. Okay, you need to get that information. Is very important before you think of personalizing. Otherwise, you may end up personalizing the product when the person does not have the financial muscle to purchase them. Okay. The next one is segment your customer bases. Okay. It's all about that division. Okay. You need to divide the customer in a particular characteristics. It could be based on the age. It could be based on the education level. It could be based on their choices of the commodities, etc. So you need to divide that market. The next one is offer flexible options. Okay, you need to allow for customization and personalization at various stages. So it means that you don't always wait until the last stage to offer the services to your customers. No. Okay. It can be from the beginning, in the middle, etc. And then the options should be very many. If it's all about the color, you don't need to only think about the color. You can think about also the size or even the look, how the product looks like, the design of the package. That's what we call flexible options. Okay, you need to have that in mind. Then you need to use technology. Okay, we are talking about the data now or artificial intelligence to recommend what is expected after producing the customized product to the individual based on their preferences. Okay. Then lastly, you need to empower employees. This is just like a reputation now. Of course, you need to train employee on how to handle personalized problems or communication effectively. So basically, these are some of the strategies of tailoring products or services to individual preferences. So having looked at that, now let us look at the benefits of tailoring. Okay. Tailoring or customization leads to higher customer lifetime value. When you talk of the customer time value, you are talking about the day the customer comes to buy from you and the day he or she is going to leave the organization. Okay, maybe the day he or she is going to pass on, God forbid. Okay, that is the customer time life value. How many years has the person been buying from you? Is it 5 years, 10 years? How many years exactly? But if you have a customer who buys for only 3 months and 4 months and disappear, just know that there's a problem with your product. There's a problem with your business. So make sure that you find out what the problem is, then address it there and then. Then you need to improve brand reputation. You need to work on creating positive image about your organization in the community or in the society. Brand reputation is very important. Some people, before they even come to the business, they do research. They ask a lot of questions about the organization, about the company. Okay? If the company has been involved in any issues with the unethical practices, of course, they will not be coming to buy from you. If the organization has been engaged or involved in a very serious fight with the customer, because maybe the customers have come to complain about defect in the product, etc., it damages the reputation of the organization. So make sure that you improve that. If one of the employees have ever fought with your customers or with any community members, come and apologize publicly on behalf of the employee. That's how you improve the reputation. They say, okay, the bosses who are here, they have apologized, then everything is okay. But if you keep quiet, you don't come and apologize publicly, then the reputation is actually damaged forever. Then you need to enhance competitive edge. Okay? So you need to have that unique offerings. What you have and other organizations cannot have or they don't have. For example, you could be selling the same product But what makes your product unique from other product is very important. Okay, it could be just the size, the design of the product. The packaging is very important. The way you package your product can attract more customers than the way your competitors are packing there. The same product, okay? Well packaged product can be marketed and can even be sold at higher price. So you need to take note of that. So that is the benefit of having a tailoring program in an organization. So having looked at that, now let us look at how you can create a personalized customer experiences. Okay. One is you need to boost customer satisfaction. Okay. Boosting customer satisfaction means providing exactly what the customer expects from you. Okay. When the customer gets what they expect from you, or even it has exceeded their expectation, of course, the customers are satisfied with their services, with their product. Okay. But if you don't deliver on time, when they give the order to them, you take like 2 weeks to deliver, that's not satisfaction. Okay. They might end up changing the business. You need to drive loyalty and retention programs. In the previous session, we looked at having a loyalty program. Okay. For example, offering a discount, okay, to the customers, not just to all customers, but to the long-serving customers or someone who always buys from the business. Okay. You need to have that kind of program to make sure that you make that customized experience very active. Okay. When someone comes to the business, to the organization, or to the shop, and then you give the person that kind of treatment, a discount, but the person will feel is special, and by doing that, you have actually personalized your price to that individual customer. Then improves brand perception. Perception is all about how people look at your organization in the public. What image does your organization portray in the society is very important. You need to make sure that you improve them. Like the other explanation I was giving you about the reputation. Okay? Change it. If people have negative perception about the organization, convince them, make sure that you change the perception to be positive. So that is how you create personalized customer experiences. So building foundation for customized customer experiences. One is you need to know your customers. Okay? Knowing your customer doesn't mean only the name. When talk of knowing the customers, we are not meaning you knowing the customer's name or where he stays. It's about his behaviors, buying behaviors. Of course, you can also know the name, but you're not focusing on the name, but we are focusing on his buying behavior. The frequency, okay? How often does the customer buy from you is what we are expecting you to mention under knowing your customers. Then segment your audience. It's all about division or grouping these customers. Okay, you can have about let me say 50 customers with the same preferences or behaviors, but now you need to segment them. Okay, in terms of their age, okay, in terms of their gender, in terms of their education level, even in terms of their buying behavior, the quantity they are buying, and also in terms of the frequency. Okay, that's very important. Then map the customer journey. Okay. You need to analyze or understand where the customer started from. When he started buying from you, it's very important, and how he or she has been buying from you. So it's all about interaction with your customer. So you need to know that journey. It's very important. Okay. Then lastly, you need to invest in technology. Okay. You need to utilize customer relationship management system, analytics tool, and the personalization platforms to make sure that you have a very good customer relationship management system implemented in your organization. So that's what I had for you in this presentation. I want to thank you very much for watching, and I expect you to do more literature review on the topic so that you can have a better or broader view on a subject matter. Otherwise, from me to you is have the best of your time, and we link up in the next presentation. Thank you.